What's up my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna try to show you how to master the fluffy juice cocktails. Not too long ago, the only thing we were talking about when we were judging a cocktail was its balance, but recently texture entered the chat and I have the feeling it took over the discussions because everywhere we see articles popping on new techniques to enhance the mouthfeel of our drinks, to get better texture in our cocktails. And about 5 years ago, the fluffy juice hack was introduced to the industry and it's most definitely a simple and game-changing one. So today, we're gonna tackle the topic, I'm gonna show you how it works and also how I like to do it to make it better. All that with a delicious riff on the Paloma. So without further ado, if you guys are ready, let's get fluffy. Let's go. Alright, so the concept of the fluffy juice was brought to us by the Dente in New York City. I believe it was in 2018 or 2019 when they made their Garibaldi with fluffy orange juice, and it literally took the cocktail world by storm. Having such a simple drink with only 2 ingredients but such a rich mouthfeel was just groundbreaking because, let's face it, in our cocktail world today, we tend to push boundaries further all the time, and a lot of times that means to overcomplicate things a little bit. But this drink, being so good, so simple, with an approachable technique but at the same time so unique, was just charming for a lot of people. But what exactly is fluffy juice? And I just said it's super simple to make, so how to do it? Well, the magic happens simply in the way you juice your fruits. If you use a centrifuge juicer instead of pressing your citruses, you're gonna incorporate a lot of air into the juice and therefore it's gonna be fluffy. If you don't have a centrifuge juicer, you can also just press your citrus and then blend it to incorporate some air into it, and that's also gonna work pretty nicely. One key point to remember though when you make this is it has a very short shelf life because the air in the juice will eventually settle and you're gonna get to a regular juice after a couple of minutes. So it's really important when you do this with the traditional method with a centrifuge juicer or with a pressed juice aerated with a blender to use it right away. But that's not really convenient, and that's when my little hack comes into play to make it more stable and to make it last longer in its fluffy form. The idea is simply to stabilize your juice with a little bit of xanthan gum, which is a culinary stabilizer, and that way your juice is gonna stay in its fluffy form for a much longer period of time. I also try to enhance the fluffy juice with some emulsifier like methyl cellulose, and to be honest, while this was working really nicely, it was a little bit heavy. It kind of lost its airiness that we love about the fluffy juice, but with the xanthan gum alone, it kept its lightness. The texture was even better and it was pretty stable, and when it was starting to separate, you could just give it a little quick stir with a bar spoon and the airiness was coming back. So for me, it was hands down the winning technique. So now, like I said, we're gonna test this out with a riff on the Paloma. So first we're gonna need to press a lot of grapefruit juice. Once we have our juice, we're gonna set it aside, and in our shaken tin, we're gonna add 2 ounces of reposado tequila, half an ounce of simple syrup, half an ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice, 6 drops of 20% saline solution, and 1 dash of cinnamon tincture. Then separately in a blender, we're gonna add 240 ml of grapefruit juice. That's gonna be enough for 2 cocktails. And to that, we're gonna add our xanthan gum, and we only gonna need 0.4 grams of it. Then we're gonna blend this at high speed for 30 seconds, add 4 ounces of our fluffy grapefruit juice to our shaken tin, just to incorporate all the ingredients together, and then without shaking it or stirring it because we don't want to break that aeration, we're simply gonna pour it over ice in a highball glass. For the garnish, we're gonna add a clean grapefruit wedge, and there you have it, the fluffy rather than sparkling Paloma. Cheers. It's literally like drinking a tequila and grapefruit cloud. It's super refreshing, it's light, but it's full of texture at the same time. I love it, and I hope you gotta love it too. So my friends, this is it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Turn that bell if you want to make sure not to miss the next one. Until then, thank you very much again. Have a great day, and see you very soon. Cheers.